Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and today we are going to do another pick a card reading, and this time we are asking who is your next partner, your next girlfriend, your next boyfriend, and honestly you can even ask who's your next best friend or very close companion if you want, okay? There's really an open-endedness here. It's really just kind of honing in on who the next significant person is in your life, okay? So before we begin, I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed. If you have not subscribed already, please do so now. Turn on the notification bell. I have a little goal in mind for the next couple of months, so help me out with that, okay? Let's begin. Okay, so breathe deeply, relax, listen to any distant noises you might hear, drop the tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your face, and take a few minutes to just center yourself in this present moment. Feel what you're feeling physically and slow your breathing down. Relax, okay? And once you have done so, you can ask the universe, your higher self, your spirit guides, whomever, okay? Even just ask aloud to the tarot cards. Who is my next significant other? What does this relationship look like? And what do I need to know to bring this into my life? Once you have asked that question, take a look at each of these tarot cards and stones and select whichever one you feel most drawn to. Use your intuition. You don't have to go off of your favorite photo here or favorite picture or your favorite stone or the prettiest card, whatever. Go with your intuition, okay? We have group number 1 with the Mystical Manga Tarot and this Rose Calcite, I believe it's called. We have group number 2 with the Light Seers Tarot and the Rose Quartz. We have group number 3 with the After Tarot and this, I believe it's Rose Quartz Polished Heartstone. And we have group number 4 with the Good Tarot, I couldn't remember the name, and the Navajo Sandstone. Once you've selected your group, you can either watch through or skip ahead using the timestamps. Let's begin. Okay, group number 1, you selected the Rose Calcite, beautiful stone with loving romantic energies. And you selected the 2 of Cups from the Mystical Manga Tarot deck. I am going to put this back so it might, have an opportunity to come out again when we use the tarot, but let's dive into your person. Okay, so these cards represent the person in question who will be entering your life as your new partner. Now, keep in mind, guys, that you might already know this person, you might not know this person, okay? So really keep an open mind here. If there is someone in particular that you already know and this really resonates with them, that's something noteworthy, okay? But at the end of the day, listen to your intuition. So they are being represented by this tiger card. It did come out in reversed. I want to take note of that, but we will turn it upright for the sake of aesthetics in this reading. We have their archetype being the 1, their place of being the threshold, the tool they use, the vision, and why they are doing this being represented by Gnosis, okay? So I'm getting a very clear vision of who this person is in my head, okay? With the 1 card, let's talk about it. This is kind of like if you're a fan of Bob Marley, like one love, one heart, let's get together and be all right. This is that idea that we are all connected, we are all equal, nobody is better than anybody else. The life and death is a part of life, or it's a part of existence, really. It's just really having that complete and centered balance of, we're not striving to be happy for the rest of our lives. We are striving for peace because there will be good days, there will be bad days, there will be highs and lows. With every smile comes a tear, with every ounce of love comes heartbreak. That is just the balance of life. That's the balance of nature. Nature will always be balanced. And so this person has a really deep and profound understanding of that, more than most people, okay? This person is a really deep thinker, and they have deep philosophy. They might even really enjoy philosophy, but they really understand the balance of life and nature and earth. They understand the interconnectedness of everyone and everything. This is not somebody who, thinks that the human species is above everybody else and above all the other animals. This is not somebody who, doesn't even think about these things or ponder these things. I feel like most people in existence really don't ponder this deeply, but this person does. They're constantly asking, why are we here? Trying to figure out more and more of the mysteries of life. This person is addicted to resolving the mysteries of the universe. And I love that about this person. We have the threshold, which is where their soul is constantly seeking to be, in between what is known and unknown. And I really am seeing this as like, here is the comfort zone, here is what is known, and then over here is the threshold. And they are constantly looking to expand this threshold and to step into the unknown. All right. They really thrive in that new experience. Also, at the time you start dating this person or are meeting this person, they're going to be at a personal threshold in their life. What does that mean? Their present day reality will be crumbling away from them as they rebuild a new future. So when you meet this person, they could be kind of like at this threshold in their life, from one chapter to the next. Maybe they just made a really big move. Maybe they lived across the country or a completely different place in the world. And when you meet them, they're just now moving to this new big city. Okay. Or maybe they're about to do that. Maybe, maybe they're completing some type of career or educational pursuit when you first meet them, and they're ready to expand and start that new chapter in their life. Maybe it's creating their own business, maybe it's starting their career after schooling, whatever it is, you're meeting this person at a very big threshold in their life. So that's very, very divine timely, if that makes sense. How psychics always say, like, everything happens in divine timing, and it's like the most annoying message ever. You're going to meet this person at a time when they're at this threshold because you are kind of here to help them shape their future and vice versa. You both are going to play a very critical part in each other's future. And so Spirit is kind of, having you guys link up and meet either right before this big threshold in their life will be crossed or in your life, so that you can kind of help each other shape a better future for each other, whatever that means, okay? The tool that they work with is the vision. So this person is really fun to be around because they're ambitious. They have a vision of, what they want the future to look like for humanity as well as for themselves personally. And very few people have vision like this, okay? The owl is most definitely, or not even just the owl, but this could also be a hawk, an eagle, some type of big predator animal with amazing, immaculate vision is their spirit guide or their spirit animal. Or maybe they're just even a really big fan of those types of animals here. But the reason why those predatory birds resonate with the soul of the person that you are asking about is because those birds have some of the best vision in the animal kingdom. And your person is gifted with vision, something that, again, very few people have. And that is the ability to visualize and dream up a future for humanity and for themselves personally, and they almost always connect those two things together. Maybe their vision for humanity is a world where everybody loves everybody and there's a lot less hatred or segregation. And so they make it their personal mission to create their life being an example of that. Or maybe their vision is to have a greener earth, more in tune with nature, less industrious, less polluted. And so they make their personal goal in life to maybe have a homestead where they are completely living off the land and really minimizing their waste, their contribution to capitalism, etc. So it's almost like they see a vision of what they want for humanity and they see a vision of their own future, and those things tie in together, and they strive to be a really good role model, an example for other people to follow. Okay, so that is really beautiful. I enjoy that. And anyone who uses the vision as their main tool of living life tend to have admirers, tend to have people who want to be around them. So they might be like the life of the party. They might just be very magnetic. They might even have a little following of their own or be really predominant in their field because, they're just really good at leading. And, they don't have to be this boisterous, loud, center of attention person all the time. They could even be quiet. It doesn't matter. They could be introverted. It's just because they are gifted with this vision, because they have this drive, and because they live on the threshold, people are just really interested in what this person is doing. And they're incredibly intelligent. There's so much intelligence here. They understand how everyone connects to everyone else. So, really beautiful. And then, of course, their reason for doing things is gnosis, which is learning, developing. And also, people who have the core life purpose of gnosis here, they go hand in hand with living on the threshold. People who get this card or this theme come out as like their main driving force in life. These are the mystics, the scientists, those who really explore, the pioneers, really. They want to explore unknown territory, unknown waters. In past lives, this person was most likely a pioneer or somebody who, in their little community, their little tribe, they would go off into unknown waters, unknown lands to see what resources were there. They would expand and communicate with other people, learn how to communicate with other people to bring back new information to their community, new ideas, new resources to their community. That is the past lives of this person. They were the pioneers. They were the ones who would explore and communicate with different cultures, explore different ideas, and really push the boundaries of their community in order to ensure evolution and survival and thriving within their community and within themselves. And so this might reflect into their current life, their current reality, by, being a fan of exploring new cultures. Maybe they like traveling. Maybe they like talking to people of many different groups. They might explore different philosophies from different parts of the world. They might be really interested in either mysticism and spirituality and philosophy, or even science. They don't even have to believe anything like tarot and oracle. Maybe they just really are hardcore into science and expanding what is known in the physical and being able to prove these theories. Maybe that is what, jives them up. And, I always say, us mystics here, me, you, people who are into the esoteric, we're often pinned against scientists and science, according to these scientists, scientists. But the thing is, we're both the same. Mysticism, shamanism, and scientists, we're both doing the same thing. We're both exploring into the unknown realms to bring back wisdom, to bring back knowledge, and to bring back useful information that will help society. And I feel like there is this kind of negative perception in the scientific and medical community that us mystics are all dumb and woo-woo or whatever. But in reality, I feel like we are quite ahead of those people more often than not. I mean, like I used the example in another reading, I think, that scientists are not just now exploring the benefits of psychedelic mushrooms. They're just now experimenting with how that can help a person's psychology and heal things like addiction and depression and actually, rewire your neurological pathways and, help reroute trauma and kind of reset your brain and your nervous system, right? They're just now exploring that. But, shamans and seers and indigenous people for thousands of years were using this method. We already knew this. This is just common knowledge and sense to us. And so I just find that fascinating that we're often pinned against each other when in reality, we're all doing the same thing, And so I feel like that's why you're really going to get along with this person. They might even be really scientific. You might be really spiritual. You both might be really spiritual. You both might be scientists. But you both have like this energy of exploring into the unknown, living life on the threshold. Your methodology of living on the threshold might be, talking to spirits, engaging in the paranormal, doing tarot and oracle readings, things like that. Their version of living on the threshold might be, advancing science or traveling and exploring new cultures, new ideas. How you choose to live on the threshold might be different, but that core spirit of gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, living on the threshold, expanding your personal comfort zone, living on that threshold, and both having a vision for your life and what you want the future to look like. You're both light workers here. And I know we didn't pull any cards for you, group number 1, but I really feel like you are the same here. You just express it in different ways. So that is fascinating. And honestly, I don't need to pull cards for you, because when we connect with somebody on a deep level, like if they're a good friend of ours, relationship, whatever, they do have, it's almost like those relationships are a mirror into our own soul. You know, you wouldn't be connecting with this person if you didn't resonate with them on some level. And we are reading into your next significant partnership. So let's talk about this tiger energy here. This is the card of mystics and psychics and also business owners. You know, tigers are really good for all of those areas of life. We have the moon on their forehead because they are ruled by the moon. Tigers hunt at night. They have better vision at night. They're generally safer at night, etc. And, you know, same way that psychics and mystics work well in the shadows, work well in, are given their powers by the moon. And so with this card, remember how it came out originally in reverse? This is what leads me to believe that your person might not be fully attuned to the mystical side of life, or using words like mystical, esoteric, you know, paranormal. They might not even believe in any of that. And if they do, they're not very well adept in it. Whereas you might be, group number 1, you might be like pretty psychic, pretty in tune with the spiritual side of life. This person is very similar to you, but they don't use the same terminology, is what I'm seeing. Okay, they might be extremely intuitive, extremely psychic, but they might not like consciously acknowledge that and say like, I'm extremely intuitive and psychic, you know what I mean? But there is really big potential here for the two of you to have a very strong telepathic bond. Okay? And with this card here, this is the artwork. This is from the Lover's Oracle. And it says, wait, don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So with your little romance here, with this person, we do see this theme of things developing slowly. But let's get into your tarot and get more details on how this relationship will play out. We are just going to pull some cards, and we're asking, what is the story of this new relationship in your life? And then when we're done this segment of this reading, we will actually tune into your angels and spirit guides and ask them, you know, what you can do to bring this love into your life. And guys, I want you to keep in mind, I only read for soulmate energy, okay? This is not your next relationship and it's going to be super toxic. You know, you might fall into that, but we are really here with the purpose of you tuning into this energy of this wonderful person who's meant for you. Is this person going to last forever? I don't know, okay? But they are a significant part of your journey, one way or another. They could be your life partner. They could be a very significant soulmate that changes everything for you in life. That's what we're tuning into. What does your relationship look like? What is the key energies and story here that plays out in your connection? All right, let's see. I don't know how many cards. Okay, that feels good. It's kind of a lot, but let's dive into it. So we have the Chariot in reverse. Okay. So I'm seeing a few things here right off the bat. One of you might actually kind of be stuck in a living situation. Like I'm seeing somebody might be stuck like kind of living with their parents, and that's uncomfortable for them, or they're wanting to make a big move, but they can't right now. Like the Chariot in reverse is kind of this energy of wanting to move forward in life, but there's something blocking you. All right, and we did see that this person is going to be at a threshold in their life upon you dating them. So maybe it's like, okay, I want to move to this place and have this job, but I need to finish, going to school first. Or I want to travel the world more, and I have this big plan for it, but I need to save money first. You know what I mean? So we have the Hierophant. Okay. I am going to say that this is a really big marriage card for me. This is a really big card of lifelong partnership, some type of spiritual union. We see two people here underneath a spiritual leader, somebody who's really connected to source, you know, a seer, a minister, whatever you want to call it, whatever religion and culture you abide by, always has these people who kind of do spiritual work. So we see two people here being almost spiritually tied together by this higher power. This can also be straight up spirit, okay? If you are a light worker, a seer, a scientist, whatever you want to call it, the universe itself might be your spiritual leader, and the two of you before life had agreed to meet each other. There's some type of big spiritual connection here. Okay, you both agreed to meet each other in this lifetime, and there might be some type of spiritual agreement that you make while alive, while living, to tie you two together, which is fascinating. We have the Two of Wands, and he's holding the world here. We keep coming back to this really big theme of culture, of traveling, of the world, of having really ambitious goals. There's a vision that you both have for your lives individually. Goal, like, I want to travel the world. I want to, have a successful business. I want to, we have some type of ideal goal or vision that keeps popping up here. Some type of future that they want to build. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, this is a chatty Kathy. This person loves to talk. They love to exchange ideas. They might be like an air sign in Venus. So if you know their astrological chart, either you or them might be air sign Venus. So like Venus in Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. They don't really have to be. That's just my prediction. But this is somebody who really loves just talking for hours on end. You might share that quality with each other. And again, the Knight of Swords is somebody who might move a bit fast in relationships. Generally speaking, I feel very strongly intuitively that this person might have moved really fast in past relationships, and it might not have been the best decision for them. It might have ended up quite toxic or like codependent, especially if there was like mental health issues involved, like maybe their ex or someone they dated in the past had some unresolved mental health issues, and this is coming straight from intuition, that relationship might have been very unbalanced, and there's just, I'm seeing something about like putting too much happiness into the other person. So in their past relationships, their ex and them might have put too much of their happiness into each other. Whereas like if somebody's having a mental health breakdown, it's like, I'm only talking to my partner about this. I expect them to be there for me, yada, yada, yada. Which honestly, if that's your only source of happiness, your only source of emotional regulation, that can become really toxic really fast and create a very strong codependency. So they might have that history romantically, and they might be breaking out of that. They might be in this energy of trying to create a stronger support system for themselves, trying to like break through this threshold, like do away with the past and their negative coping mechanisms in the past. They might have learned how to have healthy boundaries, and now when you're meeting them, they haven't had that relationship yet where they can just truly be independent, you're independent, and you have a healthy relationship. You both have your individual friends and visions in life, support systems, but you also have your shared vision, your shared support, and all that. That's how it's done healthily. I feel like they haven't had the opportunity to have that type of healthy relationship yet until they meet you. And that could also be your story as well. And they're really excited to have that, healthy relationship and try to work towards that. I'm seeing somebody who has really done a lot of inner healing work. This is somebody who has really done so much work to not rush into something unhealthily. So when you meet them, they might move a bit quickly here, but at the same time, they're trying to slow themselves down, which is why it says, wait, don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So this person is trying really hard in your connection, especially in the beginning when you're dating, to not take things too fast, to be patient, to be healthy. They're really mindful about healthy boundaries, giving things time to grow and develop. They are really mindful about, not confusing lust with love. However, these are all things that they learned in theory. They haven't really put it to practice yet. And so I feel like they're going to be able to put this to practice with you. What a very specific message. I love readings like this. We have the Queen of Wands in reversed. Yeah. This kind of goes hand in hand with that message that we just had. See, the thing is, I feel like every single person in existence has their shadow side and their light side. And this person having such a strong vision, living at the threshold, seeing the light, the beauty in everyone, seeing how we're all connected, and really looking to constantly grow and strive. their shadow side that they dwelled in the past, was this person who was a bit codependent, tried rushing way too much into romance because they have this thing where they just want to keep like exploring more, growing, developing, going out of the comfort zone. Like they're addicted to growth. They're addicted to getting out of that comfort zone, which is why in the past they had rushed so many relationships and didn't really take the time to build those healthy foundations of communication, boundaries, maintaining your levels of independence, all that. That's their shadow side. But, they're at this threshold right now where they are now entering their light period, where, we just said that they have all those healthy systems in place, but they are going to start putting it into practice with you. So you're kind of like the first person who they're going to be really in their light side with, if that makes sense. And honestly, every relationship's a mirror, so I feel like the same story is true for you. In the past, you might have dwelled more in your shadow energy in some way, shape, or form. You've done a lot of inner healing work, and you know what goes into a healthy relationship now, and you're excited to put that to the test and to really grow with a healthy relationship. So it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. They have tons of fire energy as well here, so they might be like a fire moon or sun sign, maybe even a rising sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. This is like a whole new chapter, a whole new beginning. Yeah, the thing is, from this relationship, there's going to be so many new ideas and future pathways opening up to the point where, like, if I even explained it to you here, you might not believe me. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe in your mind, for your personal vision, you always thought, okay, I'm going to work at this job, I'm going to live in this location. But then you meet this person, you fall in love, and, suddenly this whole new future pathway opens up, whereas before you didn't want to ever get married or have kids. You meet this person, you're like, you know what, I would love that with this person. Or maybe they have this goal, this vision to move across the world or whatever, and you would have never thought you would do something like that. But here you are contemplating it. This love, from this love that you have with this person, it's going to open up so much more life and ideas and experiences. It's almost like if you're playing a video game and you unlock like a new territory to explore, and it's just like, oh my gosh, there's so many new quests and missions now that wasn't possible before. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And we have the Hermit in reverse. Interesting stuff. So the thing is, I feel like this person, one of two things. They either went a really long time being single or just being really lonely. Like, I just feel like there's this forced aloneness that this person had to endure. Or maybe you've endured this. But, wow, okay, so hold on, I'm getting so many different energies. I feel like this person, when you first start dating them, it's going to be such a big transition for them. Maybe they're just really used to being alone, not having anyone in their life. For whatever reason, a long time being single, maybe they were always just really independent. I feel like their vision for themselves always was just them being single or them being alone. Like, they didn't really create a vision for their future, factoring in another love. And so they're wanting to take the beginning of this relationship slowly because this is a huge shift for them to like kind of change their vision, change their future. So I think slow but steady growth is the key here. Try not to rush too much into this. But group number one, I think you're really going to love this person because first off, their heart is completely open to love. They're, totally accepting of this and excited about it. And also, they're just really good at communicating. This is someone you're going to be able to talk to for a really long time about so many different subjects, totally naturally. You ever just sit down with somebody and the conversation just flows so natural. There's like no anxiety talking to them. I feel like those people are more rare to meet, just people who get you. And this is one of those people. So we are going to ask Spirit how you can bring this energy into your life, bring this relationship forward. Okay, so asking Mama Moon how you can bring this relationship forward. The moon, she represents relationships, changes, divine feminine energy, mysticism, all that. So she's like the perfect spirit to ask what you can do to bring this connection forward, to bring this beautiful love forward. And we have new moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. So what I'm immediately picking up from this is that it's just going to happen. Okay, it's just going to happen for you. I think you're already heading in the right direction, and it's just like lucky divine timing circumstances is going to bring this love forward. honestly, like, of course, follow your intuition, follow your inspired actions. If you feel like dating, meeting new people, and you want to like make dating apps or kind of just talk to people, of course, follow that intuition, follow that idea. Okay, but overall, I think this love will come to you a lot more easily than you realize, And I'm just really picking up this energy of like no pressure. Spirit is saying there's no pressure. You don't have to panic about talking to anybody. It doesn't have to be anxiety inducing, just go with the flow. There's no expectations. It's really hard to articulate the energy I'm feeling here, but Mama Moon is saying like with this connection, when you meet this person, it's going to be so easy to talk to them. And I feel like you're really going to want to meet up with them and take it to that romantic level. Like it's just going to be an easy connection once you meet this person. So there's really nothing to worry about if you're worried. Now, asking the angels what you can do to bring this in, we have compromise. We have forgiveness, big happy changes, and a big no with an exclamation point. Okay, this no card coming out is really significant to me because it really is showing me that you need to say no to someone or something before this connection comes in. Does that make sense? So, biggest example I can give is like if there's an ex, an old lover, Spirit is saying, no, this is not them. And quite frankly, the energy I'm picking up from this person, they're like completely new to you. Okay? Stranger. You might meet them on a dating app. You might meet them from the internet. You might meet them however you meet them. It doesn't really matter. But like, this is someone new. They are not from your past. And I feel very strongly that they come in as a result of you finally letting go of someone. Maybe even blocking someone, maybe even like just completely cutting them off. And I'm never really a big advocate about just like completely throwing connections in the trash, but like if you're really stuck on someone from your past, maybe it's best that you do that because I'm almost seeing like the angels here, the universe is like, it will magically enter your life so easily. Once you say no to this connection that you keep hanging on to that's just not working, once you do that, we're going to give you a gift, and that gift is going to be this beautiful relationship, and then all these big happy changes happen as a result, a whole new chapter in your life happens as a result, and you're just going to feel so much more at peace and happy. And even with the forgiveness card here as well, it's almost like let go of the past. That's the whole point of forgiving, is to let go of the past, to let go of all the drama there. So we again see this theme of like, let it go, let it go, let it go. Yes, we have compromise here with equal give and take, equal balance. That is somehow going to play into this connection coming into your life. And this is really giving me a vision that when you take 10 steps towards the things that you want in life, life will take 100 steps towards you. And I'm specifically getting a personal example here. So using the law of attraction, I wanted to manifest paying off all of my debts, right? So I asked the universe, the angels, all that, can you help me pay off my debts? And then I let it go. I understood that they heard me, and so I let that go. And then I, forgot about the law of attraction. And I'm like, okay, let me just make a practical to-do list on paying off my debts. And I created this very strict budget, and I was able to pay off a really big debt in like 3 weeks' time. And then right as I finished that, like just like magic, I had debt forgiveness for thousands and thousands of dollars. So I took 10 steps in the direction of what I was trying to manifest, and the universe, like very much in divine timing and magically, took 100 steps towards me. Okay, so this is exactly what I am seeing is going to happen when it comes to your love life. Spirit is saying, take 10 steps towards this love that you're trying to manifest, and I promise you we will take 100 steps towards you, okay? So go out of your comfort zone a little bit. Maybe it's you're very afraid to meet up with a stranger on the internet, or afraid of phone calls, or like if you have a social anxiety especially, just take 10 steps going out of that comfort zone, and we will take like 100 steps to make it easier for you. All right, that's what I'm seeing with this card. Now, the romance angel specifically, what do they have to say? What advice do they have for you? when it comes to manifesting this love. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I feel that like a slight shyness coming from you, group number 1, or like you might be ever so slightly emotionally avoidant. And Spirit's saying, like, it is completely safe for you to flirt, to tell someone how gorgeous you think they are, to just talk about love, talk about the future, talk about what you want to manifest in love. So, for example, if you're just getting into the dating game and you have this long-term vision of having children, marriage, whatever, like, go ahead and talk about that a few dates in, because if you're really trying to manifest that, if that's your vision, that's going to make you happy, it's better to talk about that as soon as possible to make sure that the person you are dating wants the same things, as opposed to, forming this deep, committed connection with somebody and then later down the line realize they don't want those things and have it turn into this whole toxic mess. Like, it's safe for you to talk about these more vulnerable things. It's safe for you to talk about the things you really want to manifest in love. And in fact, that's pretty smart. It's a pretty smart thing for you to do, because it's really going to show you who is meant to be here and who's not. And again, going back to that no card, if you are actively dating, I feel like there will be 1 or 2 people who you have to reject before you will meet this person. So they just might not be, like, you might like go on a date with somebody and it's like, I didn't really like that person. Don't think I want to go on a second date. That's why the no card came out. But then after that, you might meet this person. Does that make sense? Or maybe you already kind of had that experience of like failed dating or whatever. I don't think any, dating that doesn't end up in a serious relationship is failed. It's just more so, getting to know people. And I think every new person that you get to know kind of offers you fresh ideas and energy and information that will help sculpt you into a more worldly, expanded person, okay? We have give your relationship a chance. Yeah, going back to that like slight avoidance that I'm feeling from you, your angels are really saying like, give this a chance. No relationship is perfect, comfortable, just everything and more from day one. Absolutely not. It takes months, sometimes even years, to build that comfortability, that trust, and that committedness. You know what I'm saying? And so Spirit's really saying like, don't just throw away someone because it's not picture perfect. Okay, work on it. We have very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Yeah, luck is on your side very soon. Things are happening very quickly in your love life, guys. This is coming in sooner rather than later. I would even give a timeline of the next few weeks. And I know that's very soon, but that's why you were guided to this video, to this reading. Your angels, your spirit guides are trying to prepare you for this now and give you the messages that you need to know now to accept this love when it comes to you. We have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This goes back to what we saw earlier with that story of you both are kind of in this spot where in the past you were a little bit codependent, put too much happiness into your partner, and now you're really working hard to maintain this level of independence and self-love, having your own hobbies, your own friends, all that, and continuing that, because when you're in that energy and doing that, you are your most attractive. Whereas, if you're dating and you have like no hobbies, no friends, you're just like very desperately needing this partnership to make you happy, that's very unattractive, okay? Just straight up unattractive, clingy, needy, all that. So, if you're sitting here saying like looking for love and yet you are not happy with your financial life, your social life, the place you live, you don't have any I would then ask, maybe focus on those things a bit more and then focus on love, because this is what's going to make you attractive. And we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Yeah, guys. Ooh, there's some really big, deep themes coming in here for your reading that I've never really had come up in a reading before. Like, I'm seeing you really, you guys are on the verge of breaking out of some either like mental health issues or just like a lifestyle where you were really out of power. Like, you're taking your power back. And I'm seeing you having this big focus on your daily schedule and routine and like how you can best take care of yourself and not be, a victim or subjugated to these violent mood swings or feeling like you're out of, you don't have any power in your life, or like you're just a victim of fate. I'm seeing you breaking out of that through your habits, through your routines. Like, maybe We did earlier have the Hermit card in reversed, which shows some loneliness. Maybe if you're feeling lonely, you know, you're really focusing on building that support system for yourself and meeting new friends and putting yourself out there, just being a little bit more social. We see this energy of you taking back control of your life and making your life as healthy and happy as possible as an individual. And as a result of those efforts, you know, that's you taking 10 steps towards the future. The universe is taking 100 steps towards you. Okay? That's what we see here. You did a little bit of work to improve your mental health, your life, your independence, and the universe is coming at you so strongly and blessing you with this beautiful love. Okay, does that make sense? So what you guys really need to do here is to continue, you know, maintaining the habits that you've worked so hard to develop, to take care of yourself and to have your support system, have all your needs met by, you know, yourself, your friends, whatever, your own little life here, and make your life as happy as possible as a single person. And as a result, as a result, the universe is going to gift you with this relationship, which is just going to be so, like, it's really giving me a lot of Sagittarius energy, this relationship. Like, I see you guys really talking about all these different ideas, pondering the universe, maybe even traveling together. I'm seeing a lot of travel, guys. I'm not even international travel, like airplanes, cruises, all that. And it's just going to be a very fiery, fun, talkative, like I'm seeing fire and air element coming up a lot for this relationship. Like you're talking nonstop to this person. You have the best conversations and the best like experiences in travel. You know, I'm not really seeing too much like earth and water elements here in your relationship. And that would be like kind of like very stable, extremely like emotional outpouring. And that's not a bad thing, guys. Every single relationship is different and has something to offer us. And this particular relationship, it's lots of fire and air. Very exciting, very talkative, just so much fun, passionate experiences here. It's really beautiful. So I'm extremely happy for you guys. Thank you for joining me. Like this video. Comment down below. How did you feel about this? How do you feel about this relationship, this connection? All of your comments really boost the algorithm and help my channel out, which I appreciate. And again, if you have not subscribed already, please consider doing so. I have a goal for the next couple months, and that would be helping me out. And plus, I offer pick a card readings at the bare minimum once a week. Most times more than that, and I like to have little spiritual chit chats on this channel as well at the bare minimum, like once a month or 2 times a month, but I'm aiming to do that like every week now. So I appreciate you all, and thank you to everybody who's already subscribed and commented. I absolutely love when you share your stories with me. It's just the best thing to read through them and connect like that. If you want spiritual life coaching sessions with me one-on-one, the link to that is in the description, spiritpsychic.org. What happens is you will have the opportunity to talk about or ask 3 questions that you really want a reading on. So whatever areas of your life you really need a reading on or need some help on, you will email them to me and I will do a reading for an entire hour just on you, your energy, your questions. And we do that on a weekly basis. So week after week, you can keep asking about these different scenarios that you need spiritual guidance on in your life. And it's just a really awesome way to offer life coaching sessions because it's almost like life coaching with the universe itself, because all of the messages that I'm channeling for you are from the universe, you know? It's like a reading format. It's like a shamanic format where I'm just a conduit getting messages from spirit for you when it comes to your personal everyday problems that you have in your life. So it's just an amazing life coaching experience. I'm so excited about it, and I'm so excited for all of my clients and customers. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Hello, group number 2. You selected the Rose Quartz and the 2 of Cups from the Light Seers Tarot. So this Rose Quartz is really good for romance and self-love and compassion, beauty, all that good stuff. So we are going to see who this person is, and then we are going to get some tarot cards to see how this relationship will play out. And then at the end, we will tune into your angels and spirit guides and ask them what you need to do to bring this beautiful love into your life. I want you guys to keep in mind that this might be somebody you already know. It might be somebody completely new. So if this is really resonating for somebody you already know and you really feel it in your intuition, that's something to take note of. If you're unsure of who this could be, it might be somebody completely new to you. Who knows? So I feel like I needed to tell you something else, but I can't remember. Let's just dive into it. Okay, group number 2. This is your person. So right off the bat, I am just letting you know this person's energy is very complex and complicated. So I'm going to try my best to tell you what I'm feeling about them, but please be patient with me. So first off, when I was shuffling the cards, I really felt 2 distinctly different personalities coming out. Okay, this can mean so many things. First off, if you're into astrology, this person might have a lot of Gemini placements. They might literally be a twin. Okay, they might literally actually have a twin. But I would definitely look at their chart and see if they have any strong Gemini placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus especially. Also, if you're into astrology, they might actually have been born on a full moon, so their Sun and Moon signs might be opposite. So for example, I'm an example of somebody like this. I am a Cancer Sun, Capricorn Moon. They are opposite signs. There's just 2 really distinctly different aspects of their personality here. In fact, if you're into psychology, they might actually have something that goes along the lines of this. They might have dissociative identity disorder. They might have some type of bipolar, or just anything that really gives this person 2 distinctly different aspects of themselves, okay? On the other hand, this person might be a reflection of your past, but further evolved. What does that mean? Maybe in the past you had a certain ex or a lover that was in their shadow side. You know, we all have light and shadow, and ideally we should all strive to be in our light energy and integrate our shadow, right? But some people, they don't acknowledge their shadow and therefore they live in it. It becomes this whole complicated mess, and that can lead to negative toxic behaviors such as abuse, neglect, manipulation, etc. And so this might be somebody in your past might have, been in their shadow, and you integrated the lessons that you had to integrate from that relationship, and now the universe is bringing you around somebody who is very similar to that person, but they might be more highly evolved, more in their light attributes. Does that make sense? Like I said, this is a complicated situation, so bear with me. So for this reading, I only wanted to pick 1 animal spirit card, but I felt really guided to pick 2 because, again, I felt like there's 2 distinctly separate personalities going on here. So they're being represented by the dolphin and the spider in reversed. So first and foremost, this dolphin energy is so intelligent and fun. Dolphins are extremely playful, extremely social, and they just are lighthearted, beautiful creatures that love to have a good time, laugh, play, experience, experiment, all that. So this is a really beautiful energy that they emit, just this playfulness, this silliness. They're really in tune with their inner child. They are gonna flirt with you. I'm almost seeing, like, say you go to the beach, this is somebody who wants to go in the water and splash around and have a good time. They're not just going to lay there all serious, like, they just are really, really fun to be around. But then they also have this other side to them, which is the spider in reverse, which is this extreme spirituality, this connectedness to life, but it is in reversed. So I think at times I feel like this is really representing that shadow side that we talked about. This can be almost like, how do I put this? Sometimes they might have a bit of an spiritual or creative ego. Like they might be really big into creativity or spirituality, and they might kind of have an ego about that. This can show spiritual bypassing, oh, you're feeling negative? Well, I'm only love and light, so I can't deal with that or whatever. So I think that's fascinating. They are definitely connected spiritually. They definitely are connected creatively, but I think they might have some shadow attributes that come along with that at times. Okay, now let's dive into their archetype here. Oh, also we have this card. This is the artwork that came out from the Lover's Oracle, and it says playfulness, which goes hand in hand with the dolphin. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. Yeah, beautiful. So their whole archetype is the warrior. Beautiful card. Also, both of these symbols, or all three of them on this card, are very popular tattoos. So if they're tattooed, they might have like a snake or a skull of any animal, or maybe even like a rainbow if they're LGBTQ, IA plus, or whatever. They might have that tattooed. Don't know why I feel guided to say that, but I'm also seeing they might have colorful hair if there's somebody who dyes their hair, or maybe they really enjoy like. Oh, I'm seeing this again. I am seeing this again as a part of their two distinctly different personalities. Like aesthetically, they might be into really neutral colors. They might have like a more alternative, darker appearance. But then on the other hand, like they're just this colorful person who's just extremely playful. Does that make sense? If you grew up in like the scene kid era, this would make perfect sense aesthetically, okay? Like just having these two distinctly different personalities. Like they're either like, wearing all black, extremely, posh or alternative, or they're like extremely colorful, playful. Wow. Yeah, it is really hard to describe, guys. They have two really different aspects of their personalities that come out. It's almost like two different people within one body. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we have like this playful, little, cute, adorable dolphin energy, laughing, colorful, very childlike, not childish, but childlike, and really fun to be around. But then we also have this deep seriousness to them, this life and death aspect to them, okay? And I really want to point that out, life and death. With this warrior archetype, this person is constantly in the realms of life and death, okay? This is somebody, they could be a medium like me, where they are just constantly, associating with spirits and the spiritual side of life, but also trying to balance that out with the physical, earthly nature. They could have some very deep past trauma, most likely, okay, for everyone watching. This person most likely has some trauma from the past that gives them this serious tone. But on the other hand, they've done a lot of inner healing work and they try to really balance that out with this playful, colorful side. You get what I'm saying? So they might be like really into helping other people heal. They might be really into psychology or healing or like defending a purpose. You see what I'm saying? They're like transmuting their trauma into making the world a better place. Maybe if they were traumatized by systematic injustices in the world, they now have become really big into politics and protesting and using your voice. They're transmuting their personal traumas into something that will benefit the world. Okay? They're a healer in that way. And that's where their serious energy comes in. But then, because they're so serious, because they have such a strong, serious purpose, as the warrior often does, they have to balance that out with this more playful, fun, and childlike side of them. Because if you're constantly in that serious, devoted energy, that can take a really big toll on your happiness. But then, on the other hand, if they're constantly in that happy, colorful energy, they just are going to become victimized by their own traumas because they feel like they're not doing anything about it. Does that make sense? So they have like these two distinctly different aspects of who they are, and they really need to balance them out, okay? They have a very serious purpose in life. If we look at warriors, people who go to war, they have an extremely serious purpose. They have this deep-seated need for change to happen, which will literally drive them to the edge of life and death, because that is how deeply they feel about these passions. That's how deeply they feel about their perspective, okay? So that's this person here. They have that spirit of the warrior because they really deeply believe in their beliefs, all right? It is really important that this person has a vision or a mission in their life to direct those passions and beliefs. Because if they don't, they can become really off-center and be prone to anger, irritability, and sometimes even violence, okay? So it's really important that this person directs that energy into this outlet. For example, like going back to the example of somebody who has experienced a lot of systematic abuses and injustices by their culture, their government, whatever, if they don't have an outlet of like protesting or advocating for a change, if they didn't have that outlet, they would let the anger of that trauma consume them, and they might be more prone to this negativity. Does that make sense? And so I feel like in the past, you might have dealt with somebody like that who was traumatized, who was, abused in some way by whomever, and they didn't have that outlet. So it's almost like you became their outlet, and you might have been abused by that person from your past. And then you learned the lessons, the boundaries that you needed. You let that person go. And now Spirit is bringing you back somebody very similar to them, but a little bit more highly evolved, to where they can live in their light and not their shadow. So, and I know what you're thinking, like, why would I want somebody like that who I hated in the past? But it's like, think back to the positive sides of that relationship, the things you enjoyed with them, the playfulness you shared with them, the entertainment you shared with them, right? Spirit's like bringing that aspect back. But this is somebody who's much more highly evolved, emotionally intelligent, and all that, and they have this outlet for themselves, hopefully. We have this person living on the fault line. This is problematic, I'm not gonna lie, okay? When in this deck, there's different kind of like areas and locations where an archetype can live. And living on the fault line, it's like literally living on, they used in the book the example of like, say you're walking on a frozen lake, and right in the middle there's this huge crack, and you have to like walk on eggshells to make sure that you don't like fall in. That's kind of where this person lives. They're living life a bit on the edge, and we see here a need for a much stronger foundation. And I know what you're thinking, like, Laura, why would I want to date someone like that? And I totally get where you're coming from. But the thing is, like, not everybody is perfect when we first meet them, okay? And if you keep holding out for this perfect person, you're just never going to find them. So I think one area of life that this person can really evolve is having a much stronger foundation for themselves, much more stable people in their life long term, a stable home to live in, a stable source of income, all that. So they might like be living on this fault line where they don't have that. Their root chakra is a bit compromised. And through meeting you and dating you, you might actually provide some of that security and stability for them. I'm not saying like you're going to let them live with you or like give them all this money or whatever, but it's just more so they meet you, they're inspired by your security, your stability. And, that's the energy you contribute to this relationship that helps them on their healing spiritual journey. Relationships are all about helping each other heal, supporting each other, being there for one another. And that's the way that you're here for this person. Your natural energy, group number 2, is very much more stable, and you really value clear communication, logic, and that nice strong foundation, and you really inspire this person to have that. You're an inspiration to this person, and they bring things to the table as well. But in fact, we're going to talk more about that. The tool that their soul uses in life is the ring, and this is really beautiful. This person really values unconditional love. They really value commitment, and this is what really showed me that cyclical nature of this relationship. This is kind of like an elevated version of your past. I'm almost seeing this spring. You ever see a spring and it kind of like loops around and moves forward? It's almost like in your life, group number 2, you might have had partners or people who were very similar to each other, like one after the other, very similar, but it's almost like every relationship that didn't work out, every friendship that didn't work out, and you released, it's like you attracted somebody back who was very similar to them, but maybe a little bit more elevated as you learn the lessons. And Spirit is kind of showing like you're just about at the edge here, where you're now connecting with people who are more in their light energy than their dark. Does that make sense? I know it's so hard to describe what I'm picking up on, guys. But I feel like we all are kind of like that. We're all given our parents, our family, the people in our life when we're children. We don't really have control over the location we're in, the people we meet at the very beginning of our life. And then from there, We can learn the lessons and receive the blessings that each relationship, each friendship has for us. But, subconsciously, we're going to keep going back to what feels comfortable, what we're used to, what feels normal and natural to us. And if every relationship you keep, learning the lessons that it has to offer, it's almost like the partners you attract become more elevated and elevated and elevated and evolve with you. The more you evolve, the more the people who surround you will be evolved. And I think that's a really good piece of philosophy to carry. The people who surround you really are a reflection of where you're at in your own spiritual journey and evolution. And so I feel that you've done a lot of inner healing work, group number 2. And therefore, it's almost like this person's going to be like a step up from everybody else that you've dated before. But there's still going to be like some solid similarities that you enjoy from this person. Like they have this vision. Group number 2, why do I just feel like you're the type of person who tends to attract people who have a lot of trauma? You, group number 2, might be a bit of a fixer in the past. Somebody who connects well with people who have had a hard life or had really interesting life experiences, because you yourself probably have had that. So it might actually be more difficult for you to connect with people who don't have that experience. And anybody who's endured a lot of trauma knows what I'm talking about. It's just so much harder to connect with people who haven't been through a lot of trauma after that's happened to you, because it's almost like those who haven't are just living life a lot more surface level, and they just don't have the same amount of deeply rooted gratitude for life, if that makes sense. And so you just have this tendency to attract people with trauma. And Spirit's saying there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But I think in the past there was some shadow aspects of that. You're attracting people with trauma who were denying their shadow aspects and not working on themselves. And therefore they might have been violent. They might have been, codependent, abusive, toxic in any way, shape, or form. But you've done so much inner healing work on yourself that now you're attracting somebody who still shares that same story, but they're elevated. They're, living in their light, not their shadow. So that's what we're seeing here. With the ring, this is someone who really appreciates connections because of that trauma. They understand that it's really important and really special when you find somebody who is a good friend, a good lover, and true family material. Because they've lacked that in the past, they really are grateful for that in the present and future. And so this is somebody who wants marriage, for sure. This is somebody who just really, wow, it's almost making me want to cry. This is someone who has experienced so much lack in their life that when they finally find you, somebody who gives love so willingly, so freely, it almost makes them want to cry. They will never want to let go of you. This person is so loyal to you because they've experienced so much lack in their life. And it's like they finally found you. They finally found somebody who's so giving, so loving, so unconditionally loving, generous, just like them, that it makes them want to cry. They're never going to give up on you. Wow, so beautiful. And this theme is totally in aligned with this next card, Agape. This is, their mission in life, why they do things. They've always acted out of unconditional love. That's always been their source of inspiration and life force energy, unconditional love. Giving their all to everyone and everything. They have a very strong sense of integrity. And that's what got them into trauma in the first place. That's what got them into these negative situations in the first place. They just wanted to love unconditionally. They might have had poor boundaries in doing so, though. And now it's like they finally meet somebody like you who is just like them. And it's just so life-changing. You guys resonate with each other on such a deep level that you can't easily find in anyone else. So this is a really beautiful connection. I do want to say, of course, there is some shadow attributes to this person that they might be dealing with still to this day. The biggest one is that, because of the hardships they've been through, they might sometimes have this, love and light, type of energy where it's just like, they might be in the phase of their spiritual awakening where they're very love and light, like law of attraction. I'm only focusing on the positive. I don't want to focus on the negative anymore. Kind of, keeping the peace, avoidance. There might be an avoidance of conflict here. So those might be some things that you need to work through on your relationship. And I want to include these things because any tarot reader that is going to say like, oh yeah, you're going to meet this person, it's going to be perfect, you're going to fall in love, get married, there's going to be no issues. That's just totally unrealistic, okay? Every relationship needs some work. Every relationship, has some healing work to be done. And this person, their healing work involves, no longer focusing so much on love and light and avoiding confrontation and, avoiding the more deeper issues. That might be something that this relationship illuminates. You might need to talk about with this person and work through it. But yeah, overall, this person really values your connection, and I definitely see that they have this strong desire to marry you or to spend the rest of their life with you, like straight up. This is the type of person if they get into a deep committed relationship or friendship, like they view you as family. They view you as there for life. Like that's just how it is. They are deeply loyal, deeply loyal. And once they let somebody into their heart, like you're there forever. This is a ride or die person. So beautiful energies. Let's see what the tarot has to say about your relationship. So I put the tarot card back in here so it has the opportunity to come out again if it wants. But also I just want to add, like, this person is really sensitive. I feel that this is the type of person who will be able to pick up on your different moods, read between the lines with the spider card here in reverse. This is showing a fair amount of psychic abilities and intuitiveness. So this is someone who really picks up on the little things and can feel subtle shifts in mood and all that. Also, I'm seeing like the sensitivity here. Like this might be the type of person to cry during movies if they're sad and really enjoy puppies and kittens and little animals. Like they're just a very sweet person, very in touch with their emotions. And I also want to add quite emotional. This isn't... I'd be shocked if this person had a ton of earth signs in their astrology chart, for example. Like they're just really in tune emotionally. And I think in the past, perhaps, they had some problems with emotional regulation, but they are working on it. They are getting better at it, hopefully. And yeah, I just really... I don't know. I like this person's energy. They're very multifaceted. So let's see what the relationship looks like. We're just going to kind of intuitively select however many cards. We'll do one more. Okay. What is your relationship going to look like with them? What's your story? We have the Page of Wands in reversed. All right. Immediately when this card came out, the phrase false start came into my mind. So that's interesting. I wonder if like... Let's read into more cards. I don't know what that means for you. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Hanged Man. I wonder if in the beginning of this connection, of your romantic connection with them, maybe like you're not really looking to date this person. Maybe they start out as a friends with benefits, or maybe you do start out dating and then one of you just has a lot to juggle and there's not much time to devote to dating, and so it's almost like you kind of put each other on the back burner for a little bit, and then slowly but surely it develops into a full-blown relationship. Does that make sense? Especially with the Hanged Man here, it's like there's this period of we're not anything, we're not in a relationship because we're both like focused on other aspects of our life. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to juggle the relationship at first for whatever reason. Then we have the Fool, which shows just this complete ending of that cycle and diving headfirst, trust falling into this relationship, knowing that you're going to be protected because you just intuitively feel really drawn towards each other. Yeah, there's this really strong element of just continuously being drawn towards each other, even if it's inexplicable. Like, you just feel this energetic draw towards the relationship. Even if your lives are super busy individually, you keep coming back here. It's really interesting. We have the Eight of Swords. Overthinking is going to be an aspect of this connection, for sure. I mean, here's the thing, guys. I really pick up that both of you have some traumas here, and you might have abandonment issues. So when you first start opening your heart up and, really falling into this relationship and trusting the natural pull towards each other, that might come with a healthy, well, I'm not gonna say healthy, that might come with an amount of relationship anxiety, abandonment issue anxiety. They might be factors in this connection. And again, I know some of you click on these tarot readings, you want this beautiful love and light love story, but like, we can't avoid the issues that we carry. And if you're carrying abandonment wounds, if you're carrying, relationship anxiety, like those things are going to come out every single time you open your heart up to someone. That's not something we can just avoid in a reading. And that's not to say that this person is bad for you. It's not to say that like, oh, they have relationship anxiety, you have relationship anxiety, like you guys shouldn't talk to each other. Like, no. Romance, unconditional love, and playfulness is the healing grounds for trauma, for these abandonment wounds, for this anxiety. And it takes time for them to resolve. So it's like the longer you form a connection with this person and they don't give you trust issues, they don't betray you, they don't do anything toxic, the longer they prove to you that they are a secure and healthy foundation in your life, the more that can kind of be let go of, and you'll work through those issues together. Wow. And that's why I'm seeing a false start here. Maybe you start opening up to each other and it's really scary for one person or the other, probably both, because you're mirroring each other. And so it creates this kind of false start here where you put each other on hold, or you, instead of sharing your feelings, you mask those feelings with work or prioritize other areas of your life, but then your intuition keeps pulling you back to this person until the point where you just can't contain those emotions anymore. How long this process takes will look different for everyone. It could be weeks, months, or years, okay? But that's what we're seeing here. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, beautiful, logical growth. It's like this relationship is a plant, and you regularly have to pour in some nutrients, some water to it, quality time, clear communication, going out of your comfort zone with them, gifts, words of affirmation, all of those love languages. Regularly pouring it into this connection and just allowing it to grow stably in its own natural time. Like, that is what's going to happen here. Also, I feel glad to just say, talking about the love language thing, a lot of people are into love languages, the 5 love languages, which are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and what was the other one? Gifts? Is that the one I missed? And, they really prioritize, like, this is my love language, this is your love language, so we're only going to do those things in this connection. But I feel really guided to say, like, all of those are important in any relationship. Like, if I was in a relationship with somebody, I would want all of those aspects and attributes here. Like, yeah, for me, physical touch is the most important. Like, I want to hold your hand and, like, exist with you and cuddles. Like, that's the most important to me. But all of those things are important in relationships. And so I think that might be an aspect that comes up here. But yeah, I just see you both kind of like equally trying to tend this relationship, which is beautiful. And it will grow really naturally. And the 6 of Wands reversed. I get the feeling that like you almost doubt that this relationship will turn into anything super serious. Like, there's a lot of doubt here from both ends. And I think that's the abandonment issues coming up. Like, oh, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Like, I'm not going to put too much into this. Because, you've been in a place where you've put a lot of hopes and love and energy into something that didn't work out. And that's why I feel like the two of you are going to move a lot slower than most people when it comes to this. And that's why there's this false start here, or almost like denying your feelings in the beginning of this connection. But you're both feeling this draw towards each other, so it's really beautiful. I feel like this is the type of relationship that gets better and better and better as time goes on. And those are my favorite types of relationships, because it's like you always have something to look forward to, Old age is even more fun than when you first start dating this person, because then you have all these memories to look back on and you're so comfortable with each other. Like, that is what is fun here. And then when you're truly, fully comfortable and trusting in this connection, that's when all this playful energy is going to start like unlocking itself. And it's just really going to be so fun. Like, I see a lot of like fun stuff here, like swimming and laughing and dancing. Like you share this element of just having fun together, being weird together. So it's really beautiful, but it's going to take some work to get there because, like I said, you're both coming from trauma. You're both coming from abandonment issues. And so there is this long period of just essentially learning how to trust each other. Oh, man. Okay, so now we are going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides to see how you can bring this relationship into your life and really experience all of the beautiful, beautiful attributes of it and reap all the rewards from it because it really is a beautiful connection. So Mama Moon is coming in with advice. The moon rules over relationships, emotions, changes, cycles. So she's like the perfect spirit guide to ask for relationship advice from. And she is saying, full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Beautiful. You know, this really has to do with like self-love and a good affirmation for you is I deserve love. I deserve love. I am worthy of love. It is safe for me to seek love, to be love, to experience love. You know, Virgo is also the sign of giving. It's the sign of generosity. And this is a connection where you both generously want to give to each other. And it's just like this cycle of you give a little bit and then this person gives just a little bit more than what you gave. And then you give a little bit more what they gave. And it just becomes this beautiful upward momentum of love. And also with Virgo here, I don't know why I'm getting a vision of like nature and harvest, you know, food. So you might really enjoy natural environments. I keep seeing this vision of you going to the beach with this person, or maybe you live on a beach, I don't know, like tropical islands and, you know, drinking margaritas or like eating really good food. Like that might be that fun that we were picking up on earlier. So it's really great. So your angels, they want to give you some personal advice, how to bring this love into your life. We have trust. Yeah, that was a huge theme we picked up on earlier. Like you just have to trust. You just have to choose to trust this person. You just have to build that trust. And it's going to take you more time than the average person because again, there is trauma. There's like abandonment issues here. Time will help you build trust with this person. You know, don't be afraid of taking this too slow. And just keep trying to trust yourself, the universe, this person. Like, that's the biggest thing. You might not even realize that you have trust issues, but, like, you have trust issues, group number 2. We have unlikely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of seeing this as, like, a hesitation for you. Like, there's some self-esteem issues that might be in play here, especially with the full moon in Virgo. Like, oh, it's going to be so unlikely for me to find somebody who I find attractive and, you know, who's really good for me. And it's just, like, stop talking like that. Just stop. Stop. We have communicate clearly. And we have the dolphins coming up again. So I feel like the spirit of a dolphin might be really helping you in your love life at this time. So connect with that. Connect with the spirit of dolphins. And this might be, again, another issue you might encounter in this connection that you really need to focus on communicating your emotions clearly. Group number 2. Communicate with your person that you're afraid that they're going to leave or that, you know, you're having some anxieties, some relationship anxiety, and ask them for reassurance when you need it. If you have a problem, communicate it. If you love this person, communicate it. That's essentially what we're seeing. We're seeing listen to your intuition. You're going to intuitively feel drawn towards this person, but your own insecurities, traumas, abandonment wounds, they're also going to be talking to you. Saying, oh, it's not safe to love this person. Oh, like this and that. Like every little thing is a red flag. I feel like it's really hard for you to differentiate your intuition from your anxiety, group number 2. And you have a lot of relationship anxiety here. And so one method here is, you know, when your anxiety is speaking to you, it's really loud. It's really in your face. You can't stop thinking about it. You're sweating. Your heart's beating fast. You can't sleep. When your intuition is speaking to you, it's calm, it's quiet, and it feels right, okay? Even if your intuition's telling you that this person ain't it, you know, they're not right, it's going to feel correct to leave them. It's going to feel peaceful to leave them. Your intuition always feels peaceful. It always feels right. So do what feels right. Don't do what your anxiety is telling you, essentially. That's going to be a big theme for you. And we have no. This came out for group number 1 as well. There's going to be a no that you have to give in order for this relationship to come forward. So what this means is you're going to have to say no to your anxiety, okay? No to your negative thinking. But also, this could be like an ex or somebody you might date. Like, this might be someone who's trying to date you who you have to say no to before this person comes in. Or you might have to block someone out of your life, cut off that ex, stop fooling around with that person before this beautiful love comes in, okay? You're going to have to give a no here. From the romance angels, we have children. Your love life is being affected by children. Yeah, again, with that playful energy, there's definitely like child, like your inner childs really love each other here. You have this childlike exuberance with each other, and there's a really high chance that you will have children with this person, raise children with this person, or even just raise puppies and kittens with this person, because the two of you together are so like childlike in the best way possible that it's just like your love for each other as it builds and builds and builds, it's going to have to exude outwards. Then we also have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I really feel like you are going to think that there is unrequited love in the beginning of this connection. In fact, I just got the message. Some of you guys might actually have already been through the beginning half of this connection where you think that they're not that into you. You're not like officially in a relationship yet, because you're both kind of in the state of like having some abandonment wounds and just kind of playing this game of hot and cold, not wanting to put too much into the connection and have your heart broken. And so I think there's like this period here where you both might be acting kind of hot and cold, mirroring each other because of that, until over time you learn to trust each other and realize like neither of you are going anywhere and you keep being pulled back to each other. And so yeah, there's just some changes that has to happen in order for this connection to become clear, committed, and all that. And I think some of those changes include communicating clearly with this person and saying, hey, like, I don't like the hot and cold energy. I want to know what we are. I personally have, this and that issues and, these needs and wants and blah, blah, blah. Communicating clearly is like literally the number one thing you can do in any relationship. And especially in this relationship, it's really going to help. I feel like you're both kind of scared to communicate feelings, to communicate like, where are we going, but you just have to bite the bullet and do it. We have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So somebody might be going through a difficult stage in terms of money, in terms of career. Maybe there's a really big focus on career change, schooling, something right now that kind of takes the forefront a little bit more than love. Or maybe there is a financial issue that gets in the way of love. Like, for example, maybe somebody can't afford a car, and because they can't afford a car, they can't necessarily afford to, or they don't have the means to like go out and do things and really experience, all those things right at this exact moment. So there's some type of financial and career factor here, or maybe you have like very wildly different work schedules, and so scheduling might be a bit of an issue. We have playfulness. This theme keeps coming back up for you, like 3 different times now. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Like, this energy is where you really thrive with this person. So be flirty, play, be silly, and honestly, like, doing playful dates will really help you guys bond a lot. Like, go to a park, I don't know what a playful date is, go swimming, I don't know, whatever you want to do it, because when you're in this playful energy, you feel really bonded and closer to each other, and it's in those moments where just this romance will really start to bud and take form. We have reconciliation. I freaking knew it. Someone from your past is returning to your life. There's a false start here, guys. Like, it keeps coming up. Playfulness, false start. Playfulness, false start. Okay, and trauma. Like, those are the big 3 themes here. So yeah, it's just like, I feel like for a while in the beginning of this connection, you're not committed. Or like, you both kind of play hot or cold, or focus too much of your time on like career, for example, to kind of distract yourself from the feelings here. But both of you are feeling this extremely strong pull back to each other. And it'll get to the point where you can't deny it anymore, So yeah. That is your reading, guys. I hope that made sense. That was a very complicated reading for me to do as a reader, so I hope that I was able to translate the feelings and thoughts that were coming up there enough for you. Go ahead and comment how this resonated with you down below. Like the video to help a girl out. Liking and commenting really boosts the algorithm and helps the channel out. And of course, subscribe if you have not already. I have that goal that I want to meet. And I just love forming this little community with all of you guys. It's just so wonderful for me to read through all your comments and your stories and just see how these readings resonate, because it's so different for everybody, and yet it can resonate so deeply sometimes. So it's just fascinating to me to hear your stories. If you want a spiritual life coaching session with me, I do offer that on my website, spiritpsychic.org. So essentially what that is you will email me up to 3 topics, questions, or situations that are in your life right now that you really want spiritual guidance on from your spirit guides, from the universe, all that. And I will do an hour-long reading, channeling session, what have you, in video format, just like this, but with my face. And I'll send it to you, and then we'll have a nice dialogue, and you can actually get life coaching sessions in that format for either a single session, a month, or 3 months. And every single week, you get that hour-long reading, messages from spirit, and all that to help you through whatever chapter of your life you find yourself in. So it's a really good opportunity to kind of like work through those issues and make big leaps and bounds in your life within a short amount of time. And so I'm just so happy to offer that service to you guys now. And I look forward to all of you watching who are interested and want to be working with me and spirit. So thank you guys. That's everything. So goodbye. Hello, group number 3. You selected this little rose quartz heart. Beautiful, stunning. And you selected the After Tarot. So let's see who your next relationship is going to be with. Okay, group number 3. I feel like every sound under the sun is happening right now. Someone's outside mowing their lawn, there's music playing, there's a shower going, an airplane just flew by. So I hope you can hear me well. Your person is being represented by the starfish, and this card did come out in reverse, so that is something to pay attention to. But this is what it looks like upright, beautiful. They might be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but they don't have to be. Their little message here is look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Oh dear. Their archetype is the judge. Their place in which their spirit resides predominantly is the fault line. The tool which their spirit uses is the medallion, and their purpose is agape. So what I'm seeing here is a very clear picture of someone who is from a difficult background where their family or like the environment in which they were raised might have been very conservative, authoritarian, or supporting I can't say that word. Supporting authoritarian figures. Okay, I'm just seeing this really huge theme of kind of really like right-wing thinking. In fact, for some people watching, their parents might have been a cop, a judge, a military person, etc. I'm just really seeing this strong, like right-winged, authoritarian energy that this person was raised under, or just a really conservative environment, or I want to say like a closed-minded environment, okay? So that would be, being raised in a family that might have been homophobic or racist or sexist or what have you. But the thing about this person is that they are like the exact opposite, and they actually make it a point in their life to root for the underdog, to support the unsupported, to really advocate for social justice and change. And so I feel like it's because of the environment that they grew up in that they really have this personal vendetta to end those things in our world, because they've seen it firsthand. They've seen how hateful it can be. And this person really exists at the fault line. I'm just seeing a lot of anxiety around them when it comes to the direction that the world is heading. So this is someone who is really concerned with like global warming and social justice, and just, if I was giving them a reading, I would really advocate for them to kind of take some breaks when it comes to social media and the news and kind of reconnect with themselves in nature, like just away from all the noise of the world. I think they really need that. But obviously, they're not the ones watching this. You're watching this. So that might be something you can give them advice on when you're with them. But yeah, they are just really forward thinking, and this person's extremely open-minded. Like, that's the number one thing that I'm seeing with them. But at the same time, I feel like they get a lot of joy being exposed to new types of people and being around people who think differently, because it's almost like the way that they were raised, they might have been in like an extremely conservative, closed off environment. So, for example, the thing that's coming to my head is like maybe they were raised in a rural area where they weren't really exposed to that many like new people and personalities. And so now into their adulthood, they're, just really excited to just see the world, see what it has to offer. And they have a really good head on their shoulders with the Judge card coming out. This is somebody who really believes in fairness and equality. So in your relationship, this is someone who is really going to prioritize an equal give and take. They're not going to take so much from you and expect you to do all the work here. They're just really fair, and they're not one to judge anybody. And I think you're gonna notice this person because there's gonna be like a sense of deep respect that they have for you, like genuine respect, respecting you exactly how you deserve to be respected, and not coming into this relationship with any societal conditioning, such as like, some very, like if you're a woman, they're not going to come in with some covert sexism expecting you to do the bulk of the emotional labor and things like that. They're really fair in the way that they think, and I think that's what you're going to be so attracted to. With the medallion coming up here, they do have some questions brewing in their head, like, do I cut my family off? Do I avoid them? Do I move on? It's almost like they're at a distance from their family or the people or environment that they were raised from. And they're doing this inner healing work at the time of you getting to know them, where they're questioning how to approach that. They're juggling this guilt of not really liking their family, not really liking the way that they were raised. But you know how we all have that guilt of like, okay, well, it's your family. We have to keep them in our lives, I feel like this person is really juggling that guilt around the time that you meet them. Also, with the fault line approaching here, you're going to meet this person at a really big transition in their life. So they might have just recently made a big move into your city, or they might have just finished school, or might be doing that now, or they just switched their career entirely. Whatever the case may be, you're going to be meeting them at like this point where everything's kind of cracking around them, like their reality is crumbling and they're building their new future. And so you almost meet them like at the perfect divine timing, because it's like, okay, you're meant to be in their future, so you're going to meet them at the time when their reality is kind of crumbling around them and they're being asked to rebuild that future for themselves. Okay. And with agape, of course, this person is extremely loving. What drives them in life is just this pure, unconditional love. And I can genuinely say that this person has pure intentions. They are not the type of person to intentionally harm others or anything like that. Like, they are just so pure, and they really want a job, they want a career, they want a life purpose where they are being of service to others. The thing is, I feel like this person might have lacked acceptance growing up. They weren't allowed to kind of just be themselves and explore creatively and all that. And, perhaps they even grew up in a verbally abusive or neglectful environment. And so in some cases that can really harden some people, and they can just kind of repeat the past. Okay, and especially with the Judge card here, people, hi Luna, this is Luna, she's the center of attention, I don't know what to tell you. Some people who grew up in this environment, they really do repeat the past and just become, who their parents were. Now others, who have a particularly beautiful heart and personality and spirit, they actually take these experiences and they become the nicest, kindest people in the world because they don't want anybody to experience what they've experienced. They want everybody to feel accepted and equal and supported and respected. And so I don't know, I just really admire your person for that. I feel like based off of the circumstances they've been through in life, it could have been really easy for them to just repeat, the way that they grew up with their own children or with the people that they interact with, but they chose not to. Now, with the starfish card in reversed, I do want to say this person does have a tendency to be lighthearted and keep it surface level. Okay, what does that mean? That means like when you're first dating them, they might want to go on like very fun, lighthearted dates. They might take a little bit longer. Yes, Luna. They might take a little longer to open up and, really get deep with you. And the thing is, group number 3, what I'm feeling from you is that you're much more deep and, you love contemplating life and philosophy. I mean, you're literally watching a tarot reading on the internet, so you like exploring the depths of emotion and the human mind and what is unknown. This person isn't really like that, I want to say. And it's not a bad thing at all. Some people just don't have that purpose in life. Your purpose in life might be exploring the depths of the mind and psychology and spiritualism and all that, but for them, their job might be a little bit more lighthearted. Like, I don't know why the first thing popping into my head is like a real estate agent. They just enjoy houses and they want to sell it to people and make money, and they enjoy doing that and it's fun. They don't need this deeper meaning to life. So that's the type of person that they are. And I know some of you might be disappointed with me saying that, but here's the thing. Group number 3, you're deep enough for like several people, okay? I think it will actually benefit you to have someone in your life who is a little bit more lighthearted and enjoying like the physical nature of life. And with the agape card in particular, and sorry if you hear a lawnmower, I swear this happens every time I film. With this agape card in particular, this person's life mission is that they see how heaven is on earth and they see how earth is heaven. Does that make sense? So it's like their mission is to make this physical world as heavenly as possible and to just spread love and light and kindness. This isn't a religious person who believes that, heaven and, great riches are on the other side of life, They're like, no, we're living life right now, so why don't we make right now this earth as good as it possibly can be? Like, why are we waiting until after we die? And I think that's such a toxic way of thinking sometimes too, or not a toxic way of thinking, but it can lead to toxic mindsets where people just really don't prioritize kindness and love in the present moment and in this world. And I'm almost wondering if this person is really resistant to organized religion, because I feel guided to just go off on this tangent about how like religion can cause toxic energies and blah blah blah. So I almost wonder if that's their mindset, because me personally, I don't really care about a person's religion. I do readings for people of all religions, but like in this particular reading, I feel really, really guided to just, go off about people who, are so focused on not sinning so that they can get into heaven, but then here in their everyday life, they treat people like garbage and, are homophobic and racist and sexist. But it's like, oh no, as long as I'm getting into heaven, like that's all that matters. But you're leaving Earth a trashier place than when you came into it, I have never said anything like this in a reading, I swear. This must be your person's mindset, because this is not a tangent I would normally go off on. Oh man. We have look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. Your person is very introspective, deep thinking, and are like the biggest theme about them is that they really care about how they affect other people. They don't want to hurt other people. They don't want to, say or do anything that hurts others. And, oh my gosh, now here's the other cat. I swear every distraction in the world is coming up right now. All these cats, all these noises. This is what happens when you film on Mercury retrograde, by the way. If anybody needs like an example of Mercury retrograde energy, it's this, just distraction after distraction, especially when it comes to technology. Yep, he's knocking down. Volok, don't do that, please. And please get your butt off of the card. We're going to shuffle up the after tarot. Actually, let me put this card back in the deck so it has the opportunity to come out again if it wants. And we are going to get some more insights into your relationship with this person and your love story, what it's going to look like. But overall, this person is really nice. I get these visions of what they look like physically, but I don't want to say them ever because physical appearance varies so much from person to person. But for some of you watching, this person might have glasses. They might, I don't know why I feel guided to say they might be like a neighbor or live in your neighborhood. And I'm just seeing them in like kind of like a nice big house. They might make a decent amount of money. And I'm seeing this vision of like you guys just kind of living together and just having a really nice little living situation. The house that I'm specifically seeing, you know how on like all those Nickelodeon shows, they always lived in the coolest house? Like specifically, I'm seeing the house from Drake and Josh. Oh, man. Oof. I always thought that was weird, though, that they would make shows with all these characters living in these fancy houses. But then I realized, like, the people making those shows probably grew up in, like, a rich environment where that's normal. But where I'm from, that is not normal at all. And so, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That was a weird tangent. And again, I feel like this is your person's energy coming out. Like, they're supporting the underdog, supporting those in poverty, supporting those who don't have enough, supporting those who are victims. You know what I mean? Like, this is just who they are. We have the Emperor coming out. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So there's a distinct orderliness, very grounded schedule about this person. I would be shocked if they had something like ADHD like I have, They seem to be the type of person who has a little schedule, a little routine, and they stick to it. And, they're very logical about the way they go about their life. They have a goal. They go about it in a very logical, orderly way, very straightforward. And also, this is the card of tradition. And even though your person isn't, the traditional type of personality, they might go about their life and their career in a traditional way. Like they graduated high school, they went to college for a particular subject, and they work in that field, and, they date a little bit, meet you, fall in love, get married, whatever. I don't know what your story is going to look like in terms of what you want with this person. But yeah, I just feel like they're very logical, very like down to earth, I want to say. And I think this is perfect for you. We saw that they, exist more at the surface, not diving too deeply into spirituality or thinking and philosophy like you do, having this very logical, orderly routine. And, this might sound nothing like you, group number 3, but like this is someone who you'll really do well with, because this might be something that you're lacking in your own life. And so this person is like your groundedness, your logic, whereas you might be the deeper diving, emotional, fun one. We have the 2 of Cups. See, it did come out. It did come out for you. In reverse, though. In reversed. And so with this fault line card here, I don't know why the message coming up, this person might be divorced, or they might have gone through a big breakup with someone they've been with for many, many years, and you're like the first person that they date after that. Okay? So that might be the story for a few of you, or this could even be your story, you went through a divorce or a really big breakup. This is the first person that you date after that. We have the Hermit. Yeah, big confirmation for that. Also, I'm seeing all these animals here. We have cats, we have dogs, we have a snake, we have a goat. So animals are most likely going to play a part here. I definitely see your person being an animal owner or whatever, especially like a dog person. I don't know why I feel guided to say that. And for many of you, this person grew up on a rural area, so I wonder if they even have farm animals, or they used to have farm animals. Okay? Not everybody, this is going to be a person who grew up in a rural area. I'm just getting that vibe. Even if they grew up in a city, it's almost like the social environment they were raised in was a bit, how do I put this? A bit sheltered. Like they didn't interact with that many people, or their family did not interact with that many people. But your person grew up, interacted with a lot of people, enjoyed it, and, are able to have a much more open mind. Okay. We have the 10 of Wands in reversed. Also, I feel like with the Hermit card here, what I really love about your person is that they really are fair. They really are equal. They're not going to enter this relationship while they're still hooked on an ex, or while they're still having really big issues they need to overcome. It's like, no, if I have a really big issue that affects my happiness and my self-sustainability, I'm not going to start dating. And so you're going to meet this person when they are actually quite thriving alone and on their own. They might have their own place to live. They might be, in their own little routine with their own career or life purpose. And so they already have the foundation set healthily to open their arms to someone like you. And I think that's really beautiful. I think more people need to do that. There's a huge problem with people getting out of a relationship and, putting all their happiness in relationships and just jumping right to the next person without setting that foundation for themselves. Like, okay, but do you have enough money to sustain yourself? Do you have solid emotional regulation? Do you have, a nice support system? These are the things that you should be focused on getting before you focus a very focused effort into romantic love. Now, I'm not saying that romantic love can't bud while you're developing those things. That's my story. So I'm not one to say that's not going to happen. But, this person is just going to enter your life when they're absolutely ready for you. Okay? We have the Four of Swords in reverse. I almost feel like this is a situation where they're not looking for love, but love kind of finds them. With the Ten of Wands in reversed and with the Medallion, there's a lot weighing heavily on your person emotionally when it comes to their family. I'm really feeling like family drama weighing heavily on their mind, or there might be some type of big burden that they have to carry for their family. Like maybe they have to take care of a family member. Maybe, they have all these expectations. Maybe, they're just in kind of an abusive family dynamic. Like there's just a big burden on their shoulders when it comes to that I can't unfeel. And we see here with the Four of Swords reversed, I am kind of seeing this as you two. I'm seeing you, regardless of gender, doesn't matter, as this person here and them as this person here. They're like, you know what, I'm not going to focus on love, not doing all that. And then you come along and catch their eye, okay? And it's almost like, and some of you guys might hate this message, it's almost like you come along and really care for this person in a way that you've never really been cared for before and unconditionally loving them. And then they wake up to you and recognize your worth and understand what a blessing you are in their life. But it's almost like you enter their life and love them unconditionally at a point in their life where they really felt like they were not ready for love, if that makes sense. And they're just going to be so grateful for that. You just kind of sticking around, being patient and loving on them when they weren't even really looking for anything. It's going to feel like a soulmate relationship for that reason, because it's like I am seeing this person viewing you as like a guardian angel or like an angel sent from the heavens to help them or just to give them love and lightheartedness and bring that love back into their life when they were really at this point of stress where they, were giving up on just everyone and everything and resigning to just being alone with their dog or whomever, that was their mindset. And then you come along and then they this person truly views you as an angel or some type of spiritually aligned being. They don't just view you as a human is what I'm trying to say. They fully believe that you were divinely coordinated, divinely sent. And I'm almost seeing them viewing you as this otherworldly being, this I just keep wanting to say the word earth angel, which if you're unfamiliar with that, it's essentially an angel that incarnates as a human or some other type of animal to do spiritual healing work in the earthly realm. And that's how I'm seeing them viewing you. Wow, beautiful. And of course we have the Eight of Wands, and then we see them moving forward rapidly because of that, okay? So you see they're having a very logical life, their routine, whatever. One of you are, go through a breakup or whatever, some type of separation from someone very significant in your life, and it might not even be romantic. And, it's you resign to being alone. You resign to just being, me and my dog, me and my cats, whatever. There's some heavy stressors and burdens when it comes to family, when it comes to dynamics. And I'm just getting this resignment here of just like, I'm just going to be alone and take care of myself. I don't know if I'm ready for love. But then love finds them anyways. You find each other anyways. And you realize what a huge blessing you are in each other's lives. And that's when it moves forward very rapidly in this relationship. So that's your love story. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's get some advice from your angels and spirit guides when it comes to this connection. First, we're going to ask Mama Moon for her advice and how to bring this connection forward quicker. The moon rules over relationships and emotions and changes, so she is the best spirit guide to really ask about these types of things. And she is saying, fixed moon, hold your vision. Don't give up on love and don't give up on this relationship when it comes forward. Yeah. Point blank, simple. Hold your vision. Keep doing what you're doing, group number 3, because the path that you're currently on is actually leading you to this relationship. So whatever it is you're doing right now, whatever ideas you have that you're developing, whatever you're focusing on, you're already on the path to bringing this forward. So there's really nothing you need to change, which is such a great message to hear, isn't it? We have within the next few weeks. Wow, that's a very short time period. All right. Recovery. Meditation brings answers. Get more information. And ask for help from others. Okay, I'm getting a few messages here. First off, within the next few weeks, that is really saying that you will see developments in this love story in the next few weeks, or things will happen in the next few weeks that will lead you here. All right. With recovery, this is really, I don't know why the first thing that came into my mind, if you're like working out a lot right now, make sure you're taking days to rest, because that's when you're actually going to bulk up muscle. And I know that's such a specific message that has nothing to do with this, but like that's the message that's coming through. So maybe your spirit guides wanted to let you know that. Also, this can have to do with like drug and alcohol recovery. Stay on your recovery course if you're in anything like that, any addiction, any mental health crises, recovery. Keep doing what you're doing. And it's actually on this path of recovery that love will enter, okay? What else? I think many of you are just kind of focused on self-love, self-help, and just like you're focused on you and your growth, your development. See how like the themes that came up were like working out and recovery and like improving mental health. Like these are the things that are leading you to this love, so keep up the good work. With get more information, I had a really interesting message pop up with this one. When you're like dating someone or even just like trying to make new friends, the best way you can do that is to just keep asking for information about that person. Like literally just get to know them. I think some of you watching have this fear that you come across as awkward or like just uncomfortable, and your spirit guides are saying that's not the case. And a life hack that you can really benefit from here is like when you're getting to know new people or trying to make friends, literally just go in it with the mission of trying to get to know as much information about this person as possible. And with that mindset, you're going to keep asking more questions about them, more details, and they're going to feel so heard and appreciated. And like that's one of the most likable qualities about a person is when they're a good listener, they ask questions, and they literally just want to get to know someone. And let me clarify by saying that like just about every single person in the world loves talking about themselves. All right. like you think about you. Okay. When you're talking to someone and they're asking a bunch of questions about your life and you're answering it, like, doesn't that feel really good? Like just to talk about the things that you enjoy doing, talking about your life, So approach it from that perspective. Instead of worrying about trying to impress them, instead of worrying about, I don't know, how awkward you are, like literally just keep asking questions, get more information about them. And from there you can determine whether or not someone's a good fit for you or not. That's how you should be approaching your dating life. Meditation brings answers is really saying if you ever find yourself in like a mental health crisis, I want to say like overthinking, anxious, upset, just meditate. Okay? Just meditate. I promise you, like 20 minutes of meditation. And like 90% of the time you're going to be like, oh, what was I even worried about? So that is a really big message for you as well. Ask for help from others is really saying like if you're trying to manifest love into your life or whatever, like literally talk to your friends about it and get their help. They might be able to help you with like a dating profile or taking really good pictures or going out in environments where you can meet each other. So that's what we're seeing there. Also, with the ask for help from others, I would not be shocked if, for many of you watching, this person comes through via like mutual friends or contacts. So that's interesting. From the romance angels, we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Pretty straightforward. If you're feeling those feelings, that's a sign that you should explore them. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Yup, knew this one was coming out. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This is going to be a really big theme for both of you. And I think this relationship will evolve and get better as you both like do your own individual inner healing work when it comes to, healing generational wounds, forgiving your parents, and, really doing a lot of work when it comes to your past. You deserve love. You are lovable. And past life relationship, you have known each other before. So this past life relationship is showing me that this is someone who is going to feel really natural to talk to. They're like, you're just going to feel really like comfortable in each other's presence pretty early on. And there is going to be like a familiarity here, a sense of knowing each other before. Also, I'm taking note of like, she has like black hair, he's blonde, so you might have very different physical features and appearances. But a lot of these cards are really saying, like, it's safe. You deserve love. It's okay. Like, your angels are just kind of, like, encouraging you. Like, yeah, it's totally fine. Like, go ahead. Open your heart up. Start dating. Start meeting new people. Like, it's totally fine. Don't close yourself off to love emotionally because you think you're not ready. Your angels and spirit guides are saying you're ready. You want this. Just let yourself have it, Your feelings are completely real. They're worth exploring, You have this urge to manifest a partner into your life. And that's a natural urge, You're a human. You deserve love. You deserve companionship. It's a totally natural, normal need. So stop denying yourself that, Explore those feelings. If you're feeling really drawn to meeting new people at this time, explore that, okay? Your feelings are really guiding you towards this person. So don't deny them. Don't use logic to overthink them. Hold your vision. Keep going towards it. And yeah, you're going to meet this person really soon. Like, we see developments in the next few weeks, so that's really fun and exciting. Thank you guys for joining me. Like this video, it helps me out. Comment how this resonated down below. I love reading your stories. If you have any suggestions for future pick a card readings, I'm open to hearing them, so leave them in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to meet that goal, so help a girl out. Turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post. I post a pick a card reading at least once a week, sometimes 2 times a week, and I am trying to do like spiritual chit chats and talk about other things once a week now. So subscribe for that. I also offer spiritual life coaching. So essentially what happens is you purchase a single session, a month worth of sessions, which is, 4 sessions, or 3 months worth of sessions, which is 12 sessions. And each week you will email me up to 3 concerns or questions that you have about your life. And this could cover anything, a relationship that you're worried about, your job, your career life, your health, like whatever. I don't care what you ask about. And then I will do an hour-long video reading for you where I tune into spirit and really focus in on the things that are most bothering you at this time and help guide you in life. And I think it's just a really cool way to do life coaching because it's essentially like you're being coached by spirit itself. Because what I'm doing, I'm just channeling these messages for you. I am just allowing myself to be a conduit from spirit. So it's like you're getting life coaching from spirit, from the universe, from your spirit guides, essentially. So I offer that on my website, spiritpsychic.org. The link to that is in the description. So go check it out. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, group number 4, last but not least, you selected the Good Tarot and the Navajo Sandstone, beautiful stone for harmonizing relationships. So I already pulled out your oracle cards here to see who this person is, and oh my gosh, I love their energy. They're being represented by the Lamb spirit. Beautiful. This little card here, which says romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Their archetype that they exude in their life, their spirit, is the lover. The place in which their spirit resides is the threshold, which this came out for group number 1, I believe, as well, which is funny because like this card and this card came out 3 times, I think, for 3 groups. And then this one came out for 2 groups, and then there was another one that also came out for 2 groups. So it's like these cards just keep repeating, which I find hilarious. The tool in which their spirit most uses in life is the offering, and their mission and purpose is agape. Okay. Your person, I don't know why the first thing that pops in my head is like totally sub. They live to please, okay? They live to please others. They live to bring joy to others. And guys, I just absolutely love that their archetype is the lover. Let's talk about it. So this lover personality exists in the foreplay of life. They really live for the little details, the sensuality, and all that jazz. Okay, they're really into tasteful music and art and fabrics and clothes and candles and the senses. They're really in tune with the senses. They love good food, good wine, good music, good art, all that jazz. And by paying attention to the details of life, and even like the very minute little things, like the nicknames they call you, the things that they say to others, like every little detail is important for them because they understand that that's where the magic exists. And that is one thing I really want to say about your person. Like they have such a strong energy of magic. I would not be shocked if they have an ancestry line that involves some type of magical practice. So their mothers and grandmothers, aunts, and all that might be witches or practice like voodoo or some type of whatever their cultural background is, and whatever magic or seer or shamanic practice falls in that cultural background, they might have that in their lineage because, my gosh, the magic is really strong here. They might even, openly, consciously practice that in their own waking life. But the magic really is in the details. This is someone who does everything with love. They don't just take a shower. They draw up a bath and have luxurious bubbles and candles. They don't just cook a meal. They add beautiful spices and fresh herbs, and they like do everything in their life with love. And that is why agape came out as like their drive in life, their sole purpose. Everything is love and service, and they just understand that the magic is in the details, and that's what makes them a really good lover. Okay. Just saying, guys. And this is a really specific message, but I feel like when you get down and freaky with this person, you might actually like say to yourself, like, this is the best I've ever had. Like, they really pay attention to the details. And like I said, they live for the foreplay, and y'all know that's where the magic really happens. So but this is really someone who's really gonna go all in, like, get you flowers, get you nice things, light a candle, really like actually care about their appearance and everything. Like they are so amazing when it comes to love, when it comes to romance. They're very knowledgeable in that department because their archetype is the lover. That's just who they are. That's what they do best. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this person. Their soul exists at the threshold, so they're constantly reinventing themselves and expanding into the unknown in their life. I think they get really uncomfortable if they've been in their comfort zone for too long, which is funny to think about, but like they kind of constantly crave this wanderlust, this sense of forward movement. And so when it comes to romance, they might move a bit quicker than other people because they constantly want that growth. They want to, get closer to you. They want to move things along swiftly because their soul is really most comfortable at the threshold between life and death, between what is comfortable and what is unknown. They really exist, or they really enjoy expanding that. So you might notice that. Also, I'm seeing a lot of fiery energy here. This is totally in alignment with fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might be prominent in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising especially. They're just a very passionate, fiery person who really just gets so much joy from moving relationships forward and experiencing new things with you. So like this is someone who you'll never have a dull moment with, really, because even when your relationship, feels boring or stale or stagnant, like they'll find a way to continuously push these boundaries and explore into the unknown with you. So, this is the type of person who will want to go out with you, travel with you, experience new things with you. And like they just get so much excitement by just getting to know you, asking questions, exploring each other, exploring your personality, exploring the world with you, So it's like things will never be boring with this person. And I just love that. I really love this energy. The tool that they use in life is the offering, and this is where that subby energy came in. Like they just really live to serve, and the offering is all about making sacrifices for other people. So it's almost like as long as the people around them are happy, they are happy, which is a perfectly fine way to live because the people around you are a direct reflection of you. And so in their mind, they're like, okay, if I make everyone else happy around me, then I too will be happy because I'm surrounded by happy people. And you know how energy is contagious like that, right? I think one thing that this person might have dealt with in the past, though, is people pleasing. And perhaps in the past, they also struggled with kind of moving things forward too quickly in love and stuff. Everyone has the light and shadow side. And I've been touching upon this in every single group. So I think it's just important to know their light side is everything we just mentioned, and their shadow side might be like moving too quickly in love. Perhaps in the past they might have been like a serial monogamist in the past, okay? Or like had some people-pleasing tendencies. But overall, with the offering card here, this is like the perfect person to get into a relationship with because they really do just want to make you happy, and they get joy from watching other people be joyful. So if you're with this person, my tip for you is to let yourself receive, because this person gets a lot of joy from giving. So receive the pleasure that they are offering you, receive any gifts that they give you, any acts of service, anything at all. Like they live to please, and it's just amazing. With the Lamb card here as well, and agape, this person really doesn't have an ego. Like they are not they're the opposite of narcissistic. They are just, they put nature and everyone has a different word for it, like universe, God, goddess, earth, other people, whatever you want to call it. They put that like in the center of their universe. They don't put themselves in the center of the universe. And so that's why they're kind of being shown as the lamb here. They aren't egotistical at all. They just really do live to please. I don't know how else to put it. So really beautiful person to be in a relationship with. And my God, you're going to feel the romance intensely. This is someone who is going to get you gifts, really set the scene for you, take care of you. Like they really do live to see you pleased. And, they might even have like a fetish or something, like a kink for, for pleasing others. Okay. I don't know, guys. I'm just reading the energy here. This is your person. Don't judge me. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. So the tarot card. Oh, wait, this is the wrong deck. The portion of this reading that we are going to get into. We're really going to look at your relationship, the story that you guys have, and how it will unfold. I put the Two of Water back in the deck, so if it wants to come out again, it has the chance to come out. But yeah, so we're going to pull a few cards and see what your love story is with this person, how this relationship will unfold, anything you need to know. And then after this, we are going to pull some oracle from your angels and Mama Moon to see what you need to do in order to bring this beautiful love into your life, or if there's any advice you need. Okay, that's enough. We have the Ace of Earth. So this is a brand new beginning when it comes to physical aspects of life. So this can represent a new job, a new location, or even a new commitment. And this starting out, like this is, again, showing me that this is going to be pretty quick moving, I don't really see a long period of you guys being anything other than dating. Does that make sense? Like, I don't see you guys being friends for years and then suddenly you have this crush on them and, it goes from there. Like, this is like, when you first meet this person, it's very clear that they want to date you, so you might, how you meet them is going to look different for everybody. Like, you might meet them online, you might meet them in person, but it's like from day one, hey, do you want to go on a date with me? You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing here. So it's very clear what their intentions are, and that they are romantic. So I think that's good. It really cuts away any confusion. With the Ace of Earth as well, I'm seeing your first dates being very like physical based. So eating food, or I guess that makes sense, because like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what date wouldn't be physical? Unless it's like a virtual thing. I don't see it as a virtual first date, if that makes sense. Oh man, I don't know what I'm saying. All right, let's move on. We have the Two of Earth. Wow, a natural progression. See how like easily and quickly that progressed? Whenever there's a natural progression like this, going from the Ace to the Two in the same suit, that really shows things moving along quite swiftly and beautifully. I also just saw 11:11 on the camera timer. So yeah, it's like you go on a date with them and then it's like, they're like, wow, I really enjoyed this. Would you happen to be free any other time this week? And it's just like, yeah, I am free. And then you go on all these dates and like, I see this whirlwind romance actually happening for you guys. My advice for you when it comes to that actually aligns with the Two of Earth here, which is like, don't get so caught up in this love that you neglect other areas of your life. I really feel guided to say that, don't just spend all your time with this person, all your time in this hormonal ecstasy, to where you're neglecting all your other friendships and your job and all that. So it might be a little painful, but some healthy time apart might do you good. But I really do see you guys hitting it off from day one and just wanting to spend like every waking moment with each other from there. But again, take it a bit slower. Messenger of Water. Oh my gosh, guys, these are all really good cards for love. This is literally just a spirit guide essentially coming in, like this little. I'm seeing this little what are they called? Seahorse. Coming in, giving you a little message like, hey, yeah, this love, it's coming in for you, romance, it's coming in. This is extremely romantic energy. This is someone who's not playing around. They're not just looking for your body. They're not, playing no games. Like, they want a serious romance. They want to give you gifts and love and support. Like, they are a very romantic person. I like, this is the type of person I wouldn't be shocked if they like bring you a bouquet of flowers on your first date or something like that. Like, they're just so romantic, and it's a nice change of pace for you, I feel. It's gonna be such a whirlwind feeling though, but I love it. I'm here for it. But the logical side of me, I am the Capricorn moon, is saying like, okay, like, I just hope it doesn't go too quickly. Like, and cause problems, getting all caught up in the lust and the hormones. We have the Magician coming out. Your person feels like you are something that they manifested for themselves. And you might even feel the same thing. Like, maybe you did a little love spell. I do have a love spell on my channel if you want to do it. Or some type of law of attraction to bring more love in your life. And it's just like bada bing, bada boom. There it is right away, coming forward. And again, with the Magician, remember how I said that this person has a lot of magic? Like, they legitimately have magic in their blood. That, like, it's going to feel magical when you're with this person. You're going to feel magical together. And you're both kind of going to feel like you manifested each other in a way. So that's fascinating. And also, I want to point out, in the traditional tarot, the Magician is using all four elements, all four suits. So this is someone who is going to have emotional availability and romance. They are going to, have the earth element of putting it into practice, commitment, stability, seeing you regularly, talking to you regularly. They're going to have the fire element there of passion and sensuality and drive to move things forward. And then they're also going to have that swords or air element of clear, direct communication and direction. And they're going to have all four of those elements. They're very balanced, and that's what makes them really powerful and magical here. And it's just going to feel like a whirlwind romance. It's going to feel so right because they have all, like, everything. They're totally ready for this. And there's a huge focus on love for them. Like, this is really big for them. We have the Four of Air coming out. Four of Air. Yeah, again, guys, this is actually a card of being alone. It's a card of being secluded. So Spirit's really saying, like, this is something you need to pay attention to when you start dating this person. Let this person miss you from time to time as you balance your love life out with other areas of your life. I would say, like, try to keep it nice and tempered. Like, go on a date with them once, twice a week. And the other days of the week, make sure you're getting your alone time, spending time with friends, spending time with family, doing your work, cleaning. Like, don't throw all other areas of your life to the wind just because you met this person. I think that's the key here to make this a really long-lasting connection. And then we have the Six of Fire. Beautiful, beautiful card. It's the card of success. It's the card of being proud to have you. This person, I feel like they are the type of person to brag about you on social media, post really cute photos. And it's just like everything about them is right and open. And, I just feel like it's such a positive, powerful change. Change for you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Group number 4, because I feel like for some of you, you might have had someone in your past who really was kind of like avoidant in love, didn't really focus too much on romance or woo you or anything. And then it's like this person comes in and wow, they shower you with love and affection and they're proud to have you and they are so proud to take you out and like they're genuinely extremely attracted to you. And it just feels so good to have that that change. So let's get some advice from your spirit guides now. Honestly, there's not that much bad here. Like, this is like, you're probably going to think when you meet this person, it's too good to be true. But honestly, like, the energy is really great. The only thing I would say be mindful of is if you feel like you're being love bombed a bit or they're moving too quickly, just try to have that clear, honest conversation with them. Like, hey, I just want to move things a bit slower, or I just need a bit more alone time, but I'm still really interested in you. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay for you to say those things. And I think for the most part, this person would be understanding and accepting of that. So don't throw this away if you think they're moving too quickly for you, unless it's like a genuine red flag. You can communicate with them whatever your needs are, because remember, like, they just want you to be happy. They're here to serve. So yeah. All right, let's see what your angels and the moon has to say. Okay, so we have some messages from your angels and the moon. The moon rules over changes, relationships, emotions, all that good stuff. So she is the perfect spirit to ask for advice when it comes to manifesting this love into your life and how you can do it to best suit your highest good and the highest good of all. And she is saying full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach. This moon is really giving me the message of there's going to be some really big, divinely coordinated changes happening in your life that you really have no control over. And it's from these huge changes, these huge shifts, that this love will enter. So what this is really showing me is like, it's just going to happen. Like, it's just divinely coordinated. And, of course, follow your intuition, always follow your insights. If you feel guided to, start going on dates, put yourself out there a bit, like, by all means do it. But I feel like just in your life in general, there's just so much that's going to be changing and shifting for you, kind of divinely coordinated, divinely sent. This is a very big time for change, a very big time for emotional shifts. And so things will be progressing rapidly in your life. Just try to keep calm is what I would say to you. So your angels are saying you're ready. You're ready for this love to come into your life. You're absolutely ready for romance. No need to worry about anything. Reduce overthinking. My best tip for that is to exercise regularly and meditate. I know that's like very common advice, but like I am genuinely telling you, like, if you're worrying, if you're feeling anxious at all, move your body and meditate. Okay, focus more on the physical, especially if you're somebody who has a lot of stress built up, trauma. Okay, difficult past, that exists in your body and continuously creates stress and anxiety for you. And one of the best things you can do for that is actually yoga and stretching, because you're literally breaking up the trauma in your body. We have trust. Trust the universe, trust your angels, trust this person when they come in. Within the next few months, this will be manifesting for you. I love that, the angels keep generously giving time messages this video, because honestly, it feels like pulling teeth sometimes. Trying to get the universe or spirit guides to give like a time frame with things. So they're just very generously offering it right away. So within the next few months, you will actually have the opportunity to indulge in this connection. And that can be anywhere from now until like, I want to say like, I'd give it like 7 to 12 months. And we have abundance. Lots of just good energy here. Again, it feels like magic. Like things are just magically working out for you in your life. These changes are just happening for you. You know, you've already been doing so much work, and your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, it's just like, let us treat you. And that is honestly the energy of your person as well. Like they literally just want to treat you. And it just feels so magical. It feels too good to be true. It's just really going to feel like a blessing. And like reading your person, reading this relationship, I feel like I'm watching a Disney princess movie where it just magically works out. And all of those princesses, you know, they go from crappy life situations to just literally being a princess and being treated like a princess is really what I want to say. So that's what I see for you. You're going from crap to like someone who treats you like a princess or a prince or whatever royalty, treat you like royalty. There we go. We have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, this is a message I was picking up earlier. This person, I really feel like they want to move things along swiftly. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the type of relationship where they're trying to like propose to you within like a year or two of dating. You know, like it's quite fast moving. This isn't the person who will be dating you for like 10 years and then they're finally like, oh yeah, do you perhaps want to get married, I guess? Like if you're going to force me to, like not that person at all. This is something they really want and they're not afraid to move things along swiftly. We have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. I think there's going to be a very significant travel or trip or vacation that you take with this person that's really going to have you feeling a lot closer, and it will ascend that level of commitment. Also, I'm seeing this person again, just a total romantic at heart. Like they want to take you on like weekend getaways and vacations. Like, oh, gosh, they just really want to treat you. I love it. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. This is the romance angels tip for you. Like, again, you're ready, trust, it's safe for you to love, it's safe for you to be flirtatious and playful and put yourself out there and, you know, have fun. Like, that is kind of the big theme here. Spirit is bringing you this person as a blessing for all your hard work, for all that you do, for the love that you already are. And they want you to just play with this person, explore life. You know, this earthly realm is a spiritual playground. Yes, it's a great place for spiritual growth and healing and soul expansion and all that serious stuff. But honestly, like even more than that, it's just a playground to just explore, to look at the mountains and swim in the lakes and to run around in the trees and smell the flowers. You know, it's just a literal spiritual playground, and Spirit wants you to enjoy it as such more. You know, you've been too serious in your life, and so they're sending you this person kind of like as like a little playmate, if that makes sense. Like, you know how like children have their childhood best friend that they just play along with. It's gonna really feel like that. Like, this is just my best friend, and we go and we do all these adventures and we just have so much fun together. We have wedding. Okay, marriage again, guys. This person's really serious about wanting marriage, and they might make that very clear from the jump. Okay, this situation involves marriage. Bada bing, bada boom, we're meeting your future spouse. We have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. This is another tip for you guys. Some of you guys might have struggled with this in the past. You know, this is whenever this card comes out, like literally just look at the artwork. It reminds me of just, you know, connecting with douchebags, you know, like you're so into them, you're trying to, you know, make the relationship work, but they literally have one foot out the door. Love yourself first, saying, nah, I ain't dealing with that anymore. You know, I'm just not dealing with it anymore. And having healthy boundaries, like that is what makes you attractive to this person. Like you're not messing around with people who are wasting your time. And because you learned that, I feel like this is a lesson you've already learned. And your reward from the universe for learning that lesson is somebody who actually takes you seriously. You love yourself first, you take yourself seriously, therefore you have been cutting off anybody who doesn't take you seriously. And as a result, via the law of attraction, via, you know, the universe rewarding you for that lesson, you're going to manifest somebody who actually takes you seriously. And it is this person here, okay, who wants to move forward quickly, who wants marriage, they want a high level of commitment, they want to woo you, they want to treat you, all that stuff. It's a really beautiful relationship, guys. Woo! So thank you for joining me. Like this video, comment how this resonated down below. I love hearing your stories. I love reading all your comments, so thank you for that. It also helps the channel out when you comment and like the video because it boosts the algorithm and shares this video with more people. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I have a goal in mind for subscribers. I know that most of you watching are not subscribed. I want to change that number, okay? So go ahead and do that. Turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post a video. I post a pick a card reading at the minimum once a week. I aim for 2 times a week, and I aim to do a little spiritual chit chat once a week, videos such as like, how to live a more peaceful life, my weight loss spell video, things like that, just chats when it comes to spirituality, magic, law of attraction. So yeah, subscribe for that as well. I also offer spiritual life coaching. So essentially what happens is you can get a single session, you can get a month worth of session, which is 4 sessions once a week, or you can get 3 months. And each week you will email me your up to 3 questions or topics or concerns that you have that you really want spiritual guidance on. And for 1 hour, I will channel messages from your spirit guide, from the universe, from whomever, the higher powers, to help you in that. So essentially you're getting life coaching from the universe, from spirit, from your guides. And I'm just kind of acting as a conduit here, delivering the messages, okay? So it's just a really cool format for life coaching, and I think it'll really help a lot of people through various chapters in their life. So go ahead to my website and check that out, spiritpsychic.org. The link to that is always in the description. Thank you guys. Bye.